Hello, welcome back to Dan News, and we're back. Sorry about that. Hello, welcome back to Dan News, and we're back with another video. This time on Blue Eyes by Danny News. I personally don't have blue eyes. I have hazel eyes, but many people do have blue eyes. But where did they come from? 10,000 years ago, there were no blue-eyed people in this world, but they all had brown eyes, and there's a good chance that all blue-eyed people have one common ancestor. Studies show that this mutation arose in one single human in the Black Sea area between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago. So how does this mutation work? The mutation affected what's known as the OCA2 gene, which helps our bodies produce melanin, the brownish pigment that gives color to our hair and eyes and skin. The mutation created kind of a dimmer switch for the pigmentation, but it didn't affect the entire gene. Instead, it only affected the production of melanin in the iris, the ring structure around the eye that regulates how much light gets in the bulk of the iris. It's a thick layer of melanin-producing cells called the stroma, and the OCA2 mutation turns the production of melanin in the stroma way down, but the pigmentation still shows up elsewhere, like in the hair and skin and other parts of the body. The iris is basically the mutation keeps the stroma from being brown, so why blue? Well, strictly speaking, blue eyes aren't actually blue. Instead, in people with this mutation, the stroma is full of nearly colorless cells, and when the light strikes them, they scatter the wave glands back out in a process similar to what makes smoke or fog look blue when light passes through them. If there is some yellowish pigment in the stroma, then the blue light will combine with that to make green. Then throw a little bit of brown and you have hazel eyes. So here we have blue eyes, then we have green eyes, and then we have hazel eyes, which is my eye color. So the big question is, how did we go from no blue-eyed people to millions of them in less than 10 millennia? Well, no one's entirely sure why the trait spread so quickly through Europe. Some scientists think the mutation could have helped prevent certain eye disorders related to long, dark northern winters. But another factors appear to be that, for whatever reason, lots of blue-eyed people simply mated with other blue-eyed people in the past, which kept the trait in circulation. Because for each of your genes, you have two different versions called alleles, one from your mother and one from your father. If you have at least one dominant allele from a gene, that's the trait you have. I'm sorry, I lost my place. For a gene, that's the trait you have. The blue eyes come from a recessive allele, which means if you inherit one allele from blue eyes and one from brown eyes, you're going to have brown eyes. But you still carry the recessive blue allele, which can be passed on, which means that the first person that had blue-eyed mutation didn't have blue eyes. They had to pass that on to their children, and their children had to pass it on to their children, until eventually they came back together to make someone with two blue-eyed alleles. When both parents have blue eyes, they both have two recessive alleles, blue-eyed genes, which makes their children will also have blue eyes, since there is no dominant gene to mask the recessive one. This is how you end up with Scandinavian countries, that most people in Scandinavia have blue eyes. So what percent of people in the world have blue eyes? So around 8% of the world has blue eyes. Here in Las Vegas, we don't have many people with blue eyes. They mostly have brown or hazel eyes, just like me, but there are still some people in Las Vegas with blue eyes. So I hope you like this video. It's very, very long for me because I usually just make videos that are 1 minute long. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Danny News out.